Good day, everybody on YouTube. Steve here, Rake in Profit with the Rake in Profit YouTube channel. Just got out of the gym right now and wanted to give you guys some quick tips for selling books on Amazon FBA. And we could also talk a little bit about eBay as well, because I do sell certain books on eBay. So I'm going to wait for everybody to pour on into this live stream. Good to see you guys. Hopefully you guys are having an amazing day. I don't have a ton of things to ship out today. Only a couple things. Here's one item that I sold. It was a pair of shoes, New Balance shoes that actually my mother, she just had sitting around, and I looked them up and they sold for 40 bucks. So if you have things laying around the house, that includes books, start with that. Start with your books that are laying around the house and scan those books and send them on in. So we're going to talk a little bit about books today. If you guys are new to following me, I've been reselling for about 4 years. You know, if I had to choose two things that I love to sell the most, number one is clothing, just because I enjoy it and I'm really good at it, and there's just such an abundance out there. But number two would have to be books. I think books are a great item to sell for multiple reasons. Number one, they're really, really cheap. Number two, they're all over the place. Number three, they're abundant. And number four, selling books is actually a scalable model with Amazon FBA. So Mike Raleigh, I appreciate you smashing that like button. Thanks, everybody. So, if you want to get into selling books, the first thing people ask is, where should I sell those books? So you can sell them on eBay. You could sell them on Amazon. The thing is, with eBay, you're just not going to get as much money typically for the books. Amazon FBA is the best marketplace to put your books, just because people are shopping there, right? People are looking for books. That's how Amazon started initially, with books. And they've built their brand around selling books. So people go there and they're willing to pay more, not only because there's more people going, but because Amazon FBA is just such an awesome service. People are willing to pay for that free 2-day shipping, hassle-free returns, and a bunch of other benefits as well. So if you're going to sell books, sell them on Amazon FBA. You're going to get more money, and it's scalable because you can send it into the FBA warehouses. Now, what types of books should you be picking up? You're probably curious, should I buy horseback riding books, or fiction, or nonfiction, or school books? Really, any type of book could make you money. What you're going to want to do is get yourself a really good scanning app. What I'd recommend using is the Amazon Seller app. You could download that straight to your phone. And people ask, Steve, what phone do you use? I use the iPhone 6s Plus. If you have an Android, that's fine as well. But download the Amazon Seller app to your phone. Sign up for an Amazon Seller account through Amazon Seller Central, and you'll be able to start scanning books. There's a barcode reader. You scan the back of the barcode, it'll analyze the book for you, and it'll give you all different types of information to be able to make a buying decision. So that's number one right there. Make sure you get a really good scanning app. I use the free app, Amazon Seller app. Now, you're going to start to see, pieces of information like what the book is selling for, used, new, merchant, FBA, rank, all these different things. You need to learn how to analyze a book. You need to learn what a good rank is and what's not a good rank. So for me personally, when it comes to selling books, I like to stick to, ranks that are under 1 million. And I'm not going to get into all the details of what rank is and whatnot. I've got videos about that. But usually under 1 million is what I'm looking for. And when you're using the Amazon Seller app, you can actually see, okay, these are the seller fees, these are the shipping fees. You can input your cost of goods, and you could see what the profit is. So don't rush through. Make sure you scan the books, you plug in your cost of goods, and you take a look to see what the profit is worth. Then, when you see how much profit is left on the table, you have to analyze, okay, here's the rank, this is the sales velocity, it might sit for a month, it might sit for 6 months. Is it going to be worth my time? So that's really, really important to analyze that. Lewis is asking, how long does it take to see profits from books? It really depends. Like I said, each book, when you scan it, is going to have a sales rank, which is essentially a sales velocity number. And if you get a book that's ranked 5,000 or 10,000, that's extremely low. That book is selling super, super quick. So I pick up plenty of textbooks that I send it into FBA, it's gone within a day. plenty of books. Then on the other hand, I have some books that are 1 million rank or 2 million rank or 3 million rank. They're slower sellers. They're, long tail items. And it could take 3 months to sell. It could take 5 months to sell. And don't forget, guys, Amazon changed the rule now to if you have a book that sits for 6 months or longer, you're going to get hit with a long-term storage fee, which in turn is a fee that they're hitting you with for keeping your item in the storage too long. They don't want their items or your items sitting in there more than 6 months. So, can a 2 million ranked book sell within 6 months? Yeah. Could it sell within 2 days? Yeah. It's just a number that is kind of up in the air. It's an average. It's, they don't tell us exactly how the Amazon rank works. So it's just a factor. Another thing I want to mention about books is don't get too concerned with the condition. As long as you're being upfront with the condition. I see a lot of people pass up books that have highlighting, or maybe it's got a rip on a page, or maybe there's some marker or something on the cover. Don't get too worked up with that. People are willing to buy a book that has a little bit of damage, some condition issues. As long as you're upfront with it, I like to under promise and over deliver. So if I think the book is in very good condition, I'll usually put good. If I think it's like new, I'll put very good, because I don't want to overpromise and under deliver, because feedback is so important on Amazon, and you want to avoid getting negative feedbacks because it only takes one too many to possibly get suspended or kicked off. You never really know what Amazon's going to do. So that's a big thing right there. I don't see a ton of comments coming in right now. I do see 45 people watching live. So if you guys do have any questions, feel free to drop a line below or smash that like button. I'm not sure if the internet is cooperating right now, because typically there's more people interacting. So if you guys have any questions about books, feel free to drop a line. But I think books are a great way to, make money. People, they complain about, the fees are high. But in general on Amazon, the fees are high, right? They are high. But with that being said, the prices you can get more than make up for that. So if you put a book on eBay versus Amazon, yeah, the fees are higher on Amazon, but you'll make more money on Amazon because you're demanding a higher price versus eBay. So, the fees, they work based on a size and measurement. So you really just have to look. I don't understand completely how they come up with the fees, but if you scan the book with the Amazon Seller app, it'll show you the fees. So be sure to look for that. I only sell in the U.S. market, Henry, so I'm not really sure. Someone's asking about fiction books. I sell 99% nonfiction books. The fiction books that do well is if you find like a box set of like Harry Potter or Twilight, like things like that, which you might think, they're mass produced. A lot of people, it's probably not going to be worth much. A lot of those actually do pretty well. Davis says weight, dimensions, and closing fee and normal fee. So that's the breakdown right there. Yeah, I love selling books. Where to get books? Thrift stores, probably the best way. You can also go to garage sales. If you've been watching my live streams recently, my mother and I, which I helped her to get started selling books about 3 to 4 years ago. She does it now on a part-time basis, and she's actually getting ready to retire early because of that supplemental income coming from the books. What percentage of books you sell are textbooks? Probably, it really depends. I would like to buy more textbooks, but they're hard to come across. So probably like 25-30%. Yeah, somebody mentioned Amazon will buy back textbooks. Sometimes you can actually get a pretty good payout from Amazon's buyouts. Sometimes it's worth it. Can you send in books with library barcodes? Well, I don't know what you mean by that, because you have to look up the ISBN number, and when you ship it off to FBA, you have to print out an FNSKU, FNSKU. It's a little sticker with a identifying number for Amazon to scan in, and you put that over the barcode. So as long as you could find the listing, I would say yes, but I'm not exactly sure what you mean by that. I'm enjoying a Berry Slim smoothie. It's delicious. So Richard is saying, I'm just starting off selling books on Amazon. Would you suggest FBA or merchant, I always recommend Amazon FBA. And the reason why is because it's a lot more streamlined, it's a lot more scalable, and it's a lot more practical for most people. Like Richard, if you're working a full-time job, it's going to take a lot of extra time for you to, ship out the items each and every day and then deal with returns and different things like that. I like FBA because you can literally go out sourcing, a couple hours a week, 4 or 5 times, whatever time is allowed for you, and then you stack all your books up. Maybe you get 20 books for the week, or 50 or 500. It depends how experienced you are. And you could spend one day, 3-4 hours just shipping them all out. And then when they're all at the warehouse, you start to just collect money. You start to get the cash rolling in. Whereas if you were a merchant, every single day you're having to fulfill all your items. You have to store your items. If you want to scale your merchant business, you're going to have quite the inventory system to hold, 200, 500, 1,000 books. I mean, imagine how hard it would be if you had 1,000 books in inventory to find one that's sold. Like, you better have a good system in line. Could you make more money as a merchant? Maybe. I don't really know. I know with the fee changes lately, there's been a lot of people selling as a merchant. So to be honest, I'm not 100% sure, but I still would say FBA. So Shiloh's asking, what app do I use? I use the Amazon Seller app. And I thrift a lot of my books from thrift stores and garage sales mostly. Yeah, so you scan the barcode. If you get the Amazon Seller app, go on to the App Store, download it, make sure you have an Amazon Seller Central account, sign up for that, log in, and you'll actually have the functionality, the ability to be able to scan the barcodes. Do you put plastic wrap or poly bags around your books for protection before sending them in, or just send them in from the thrift store? 98% of the books I send in are just naked the way they are. I don't put any stretch wrap or poly bag them. If I have like a really, really new book or something super expensive and I want to protect it because I don't want to under-promise, over-deliver, and I want to keep that condition pristine, then I'll poly bag it or stretch wrap it. But most of the time, no. In the sun by the beach, I don't do naked. She just does polybagged. She walks around with a poly bag. Good to see us in the sun by the beach. But yeah, that's one of the things I really like about selling books is, when you're listing your item to send it off to Amazon, and I do FBA, you just scan it in, throw it in the book, and throw it in the box, and you just ship it off. So, it's just really, really easy. FBA scan's great. I like it. I definitely love the offline functionalities. Yeah, the cool thing about the Amazon Seller app as well is it has Flow built into it, which is it's a functionality that allows you to scan the barcode, but you can also scan the front of the cover of a book, and it'll actually identify it and pull up the listing. Sometimes my iPhone 6S doesn't really do well picking up the front of the cover for some reason. I've never had any issues. A lot of people, I know people who polybag their books, they stretch wrap them, they spend all this additional time. And you might be thinking, Steve, all this additional time to polybag a book? Well, that's money right there. It can take 10 seconds, do 500 books. That adds up to a lot of time. What's your time worth? I've never, maybe never, but I could probably only count maybe 1 or 2 times where I've ever had any condition issues with books. And I've sent in tens of thousands of books. So, I've never had any issues. And if you guys follow Greg Murphy, he does the same thing. I think he does a couple million in books per year. So yeah, I think using your phone would be fine. Somebody was asking, should I invest in a Bluetooth scanner? Which a Bluetooth scanner is it's an accessory that has a Bluetooth functionality. It links up to your phone, and you could scan faster. Instead of using your camera to pick up the barcode, it's a laser, so it's much faster. If you're brand new, don't go out and spend 100 or 80 or 200 bucks on a scanner. It's not really necessary. Start with your phone, learn how to do FBA, learn how to send things in, keep your costs down, and then when you start to make profit and you start to build different avenues to be able to source, you get really good at Goodwill, you get really good at the Salvation Army, maybe you make a connection or something for a bulk buy, or you get connected with the right library sales, then you could think about improving and spending more money on your business. But I'm a big proponent of just keeping costs down, at first. clean your books up and always rank down from what conditions really are and always have a happy customer. I don't clean my books, to be honest with you, because I just don't think it's worth the time. I've never had any issues. And the thing is, everyone says, you want to keep your customers super duper happy. Like, most customers who buy a book from you are probably never going to buy a book from you again. And if they do, they're not going to have a clue who you are. In my eyes, I just don't want to upset them. Like, obviously I want to make them happy, but I'm not going to be spending a minute cleaning each book. And like, if it looks like unacceptable, or like, I could spend like 5 seconds to improve it somehow, I will. But I'm not going to be spending a ton of time like cleaning all my books up and like polybagging them, and it's just not worth the time, and I've never had any issues. Yeah, I mean, if there's sticky stuff on it, yeah, but I'll be honest, like I've even sent in stuff with like the little, the adhesive for when you pull the stickers off. I've never had a problem. I don't think I've ever had any negative feedback from a book, because I feel like when people get books, they know it's going to have some wear and maybe some issues. Does it make a few people unhappy? Maybe, but to be honest, if I could save, a couple hours a week and people don't leave any negative feedback and everything's doing fine, I don't see the problem with that. So it seems like a lot of you folks are interested in books. Hey, what's going on? I was going to call you clearing clutter for clarity. Good to see ya. Sorry guys, some of these questions are flying by. Smash that like button, Richard. I appreciate that. So Mary just made a good point. I got negative feedback for not having the CD in the book. Always make sure the CD is included. In a lot of textbooks, there is going to be a CD that comes with it. Not a lot, but maybe like 40% of them. If it doesn't come with it, it's up to you if you want to sell it and put something in the condition notes. But you are playing with fire on Amazon, because I feel like a lot of people don't even look at the conditions. So that's really up to you. Let me know in the comments, will you guys send in a textbook to Amazon FBA if it's missing a CD? Obviously, you're going to disclose it, but will you pass completely? Where to source new books? I'm not sure. I don't really source new books. Yeah, Mark says I would not send it in Amazon incomplete. Clear and Clutter says I would pass. Another person says I'll send it in. So that's really up to you and your, risk tolerance. And I say risk tolerance because it is a risk sending in anything incomplete. See, that might be a good opportunity to send something into eBay. That's why I like to sell on eBay, because a lot of items are either restricted on Amazon, and now with the new rules that had come out with a lot of restrictions with new textbooks, I would put them on eBay. Definitely put them on eBay. So make sure you're not only selling on Amazon FBA, but get your eBay account up. Even if you're not going to go hard with eBay because it's not scalable and you don't have the time for it, list a couple items on there and start selling, because then, after a couple months, you get your seller limits lifted. And if you ever do want to scale that model, or you have a month where you got like 80 items that have to go eBay, you don't have to have anything holding you down. So definitely get that avenue going. So anyways, guys, that's about it. I just want to come to you guys with a quick video and talk about books. If you guys did enjoy this video, be sure to hit the like button and leave a comment down below. If you guys have any questions regarding books, or you have any questions in general, after this live feed ends, put a comment in the YouTube video, because the live stream comments actually disappear, but after the video is published, those comments will stick. So ask a question, because every day now what I'm doing is I'm going into my comments and I'm picking out questions and I'm answering them. Today somebody wanted some tips on, someone left a comment, they wanted some tips on books, so I made the video. So if you guys ever have any questions, just drop a line below. Sultan, I appreciate that, man. I'm here to help you guys out and add value any way that I can. So drop a comment, hit the like button, guys, if you can. Helps to get these videos out, helps to let me know that I'm adding value and I'm on track and doing a good job with the channel. If you have any feedback, always open to suggestions. But yeah, with that being said, keep on picking and making that money, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.